We're back here at Cooper's Field in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. The premier sports campus here in Lakewood Ranch, the 2023 USAFL National Championships. This is a Division II match between the Calgary Kangaroos and the Baltimore Dockers, and we're underway. The Dockers in the orange jumpers heading from right to left into this stiff wind. And the ball goes down, picked up out of the top there, and that one is sent on through out the back. He's going to have a chance. Oh, good shove out of the way, as going after it was Val Caff, the man from Albania, but he picks it up and snaps it home. And within the first minute of play, Baltimore is in front. The Dockers, one straight 6. Calgary, no score. It's 6-0 Baltimore. And Val Caffahali, who, as we said, is from Tirana in Albania, wasted absolutely no time and stokes it home. And so it's already 6-0. Ball comes back in the middle of the ground once again as we take a look at the quick look at what has transpired here in Men's Division II. Here in this 2 o'clock hour, all of these teams have played as Calgary fell to the Seattle Grizzlies earlier, 62-12. And Baltimore were 14-10 winners over the Houston Lone Stars in a very, very tenacious match. So if Baltimore can win, they'll finish the day at 2-0. Remembering this 4-team groups here in Division II. As we mentioned, Seattle, Calgary, Baltimore, and Houston in this Pool B. Loose in front now. And we'll have a ball up in front. Grab that one. Chance here for the ball comes out to the near side. Still 6-0 Baltimore, having scored early on. Adam Gomolinski joins us, and he'll join us in just a moment. As the ball comes out to the near side, it's marked by the number 9 for Calgary in Jonathan Magel. Magel sends it down the line. Ball comes off the top into the hands of, what is that? That's Scotty Bradford. Bradford kicks out one on. Almost had to take that in self-defense, but that one is taken. It's going to be holding the man, and it will be a free kick going the way of the men in orange and black.
Worried more about the man than the ball then.
So here's a free kick, and it'll go the way of Brubaker. Oh, that one was closer. You might want to alert the Sarasota Zoo, Adam, because I just saw a Shankopotamus on the loose.
Well said.
As we mentioned a little bit earlier, just before you sat down, the Calgary Kangaroos fell to the Seattle Grizzlies a little bit earlier, and Baltimore 1-0 after a 4-point victory over Houston. So a very important game. If Baltimore could win, they'll be in a catbird seat at 2-0. As the ball comes in the middle, looking for a man, and got the mark.
Very, very good sight there by that player. He definitely found a needle in a haystack with that kick.
It's Val Caffahali who had the first goal. The man from, as we said, from Tirana in Albania, sends this one across, back to Caff. Caffahali going to run through. He runs the 40 and drives this one home. He's kicked 2 goals out of the top shelf where Grandma keeps Grandpa in an urn. The sad news is that Grandpa's still alive. But that's his second of the game, and that takes them on to 2 straight 12. No score for Calgary. It's 12-0 Baltimore.
A great individual piece of play there. Took on the player in front of him and kicked it around the body. Beautiful work.
He is one of those, and we see him a lot in Philadelphia. We see this Baltimore side a lot, and they've really relied on him more and more to be their playmaker in the forward line. This Baltimore team, Adam, went from winning Division IV in 2018 to winning to the D2 Grand Final in 2019. That was the last time they were here in Florida. As this one goes across, Baltimore will have a chance to clear out of the back. That is an amazing – nobody had ever done that, to go from one Grand Final and move up 2 levels and go to another one.
It's amazing effort.
Cafford sends this one forward through the hands of Brubaker into the popcorn machine. Brubaker had to go all the way down to try and get it. Now going back to fix it out, and there is Caffaholi once again, and he gets chased. Oh, he just stayed in bounds. Staying with him was one of the that was Froze, who was in there. As this one is kicked on the way, is the wind going to treat this one well? No, it's going to go through for a minor score, and there's the first blemish on the record of the Dockers, I believe. Let's see how they call this. It is a behind. So on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it's Baltimore 13, Calgary nothing.
Just been a lot of clean play by Baltimore already early on in the game, so they've really come to really using this dry weather footy to their advantage.
It's the voice of Adam Gomolinski, who's the who hosts the Aussie Rules the World podcast. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, I'm sure, as that one is sent down up on the far side now as Baltimore. They are kicking against the wind. And the thing, Adam, is we've seen a lot of teams. It's almost like cricket. If you're kicking the ball this way, it's almost like setting a target. But Baltimore having no qualms kicking into the wind here in the first half.
Well, you can just see how clean they are with their disposal and their ability to pick up the ball off the ground quite easily. I mean, here we've just had a bit of a fumble, but we've got a free kick. Looks like it was kicking in danger.
So free kick to the Calgary Kangaroos. First time we've seen the Kangas in full force since the 2018 Nationals in Racine, Wisconsin. The likes of Lachlan Griffiths, the president of Calgary at the time, but also president of AFL Canada, and I'm sure he's watching with great interest as well. Here comes the Kangaroos back in the other direction. Pitchfork handball up over the top. Mark taken, and the ball goes for, or rather the catch was taken. It wasn't a mark as the ball gets skittered across. Ball goes back in the middle of the ground, and we have a whistle and a free kick. It looks like it actually will be a ball up, as it looks like he had no prior opportunity. Oh, it is a free kick. I was right the first time. I should have listened to myself. So it'll be a free kick here for the Calgary Kangaroos. Again, our thanks to Tasmanian and Coopers and all the sponsors across, of course, Visit Sarasota and Bradenton County. Going to be picked up, spun around like a record, whistle, and a free kick. It will go the way of the Kangaroos in the personage of Graham Do the Math. So here is Math looking to his left, looking to his right. Has options, especially if he wants to switch that pitch and go sideways. Now goes down the line, almost picked off a blade of grass there by Denton James, and then it will come back the other way, sending this one inside 50. Caffaholi. He is having a blinder of a first 5 minutes.
Just the disposal of Baltimore so far has been at a really high level. Can they keep it up for the rest of the game? And if they do, could be a bit of a blowout here. It
might very well be, and they play a lot of games during the season. Caffaholi going right to left on the wind. And it's across the face, and he won't get the bickies on this occasion. Watch AFL scoreboard. It is 14-0. Baltimore the lead. Baltimore 14, Calgary rather. No score. We should mention we did say Quebec. They have 4 members of Quebec's reserves on the Calgary side. Ball back in the middle once again, and that one is sent forward. Quebec trying to do something with this, or Calgary, I did it again, as the mark is taken by Tightrobe. Tightrobe now will turn and fire this one down the line, and it'll drop in front. And going off to get it, pops up in the air. Big tackle from behind. Oh my goodness, was it pushed in the back? Yes, it was. Probably a little bit unlucky, but it'll be a free kick to Calgary, and they'll have a chance to trouble the scorers.
Hopefully they can get one here just to settle their nerves a little bit.
Joel Kirkby, number 55, will go back, and he slots it right through the oi diddle, as Brian Taylor once said. How you going, Brian? How you doing, Brian? How you doing? And it is through for a major score. So watch AFL scoreboard. It's now 14-6. It's the Baltimore Dockers, 2 goals, 2 behinds, 14 points. Calgary 1 straight 6. And we mentioned Calgary. It's interesting seeing. It's amazing how this is a national tournament and whatnot, but it's also great to see. We just saw the Quebec Saints women's team. It's great to see them come down and support this tournament as well, because they do have something kind of like it, but it's more of a representative by province. They really don't have anything like this.
Well, it's good that they can get involved as well, and it only allows the tournament to be bigger as it is.
Well, yeah. I'm going to ask. Well, let me ask this: how have you found? You were halfway through the tournament. How have you found the tournament so far?
I'm loving it. I think it's really blown my expectations. Just the skill level, just to see how passionate everyone. And I'm not just talking the Australians. It's really run essentially by people who aren't from Australia, and just see the smiles on their faces. You're hearing the voices. You're hearing the passion in them, and they all want to win.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. This is Albert Kobe with the footy, one of the Australians. I mean, it really is. And the thing is, I just want our viewers to know, Adam was like pumped on Thursday, 2 days before, just putting the fields together. So I was like,
Wednesday.
You were here Wednesday. You were pumped Wednesday and Thursday. But still, when I saw you on Thursday, and I was like, dude, this isn't even the tournament. Wait till the games start. And it really is amazing. We've seen everybody, we've seen so many people, especially from the AFL, come across as coming out the back now. Laura Kane as well. We were chatting to her for a moment as the ball comes out to the near side and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. But yeah, this tournament especially, we start to see people over in the Cooper's beer tent. We're starting to see a few people starting to take some seats. Wait till you see it at about 2 p.m. tomorrow. It'll be insane the amount of people that are over there. I think they can hear us in the beer tent now as the ball goes to ground, and trying to get it out in the middle now, trying to get that one front, and it goes across the face and just bounces out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
If you can hear us in the beer tent, we want to hear you loud and proud. Get around the games, and we want to hear you from here.
I know, because we're really far away from you. We're probably about a good 200 meters. As the ball comes back into play in front of the flags. That's where by the way, I think I told you this, Adam, that's where we were in 2016. We were calling the game from over there a few years ago. I would say this is a little bit better of a vantage point. As it comes out in the middle of the ground now, Calgary trying to get on, not if they have anything to do it. He runs 14.99 meters, looking for Cafahali. Comes out to the near side. He's going to get it on the fourth bounce. He's got a one-on-one contest. He's going to try and get by him. No, he just got it away. And he's lucky that the umpire didn't have a quick whistle, because some of them do in that instance, as here is Brubaker, who is taken down, and it'll be a free kick going to Calgary the other way. Still on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 14-6. Comes back now as this one comes up and taken down out to the far side, going to be picked up. Nice handball through, but it wasn't clean. As they work it all the way around, this one's going to be sent into the top of the goal square. It's going to bounce. It's going to hop. Going to be popped up in the air, knocked away by Matt the Kid, or just hit. Oh, that's a nice kick off the left foot. Did it just? No, it just went across the face and gone behind the stick and through for another point. So Baltimore 15, Calgary 6. Watch AFL scoreboard with me, Brian Barish, and him, Adam Gomolinsky.
And as you saw just then, if you just stay with the ball, you can actually win the ball even if you're behind. So it's good play by there, even though it was a miss. But good to see the second and third efforts.
If you stay with it, good things will happen. If you stay with the footy, good things will happen. Shake and bake there by Nick Siska. He's one of the American stars on this Baltimore side. And they handball it up over the top, but Calgary is there to clean that mess up. And then almost taking over shoulder mark. Probably should have taken that one, but it was kind of difficult there, was Patrick Pryor, as Rex Hunt would have called him the conviction. Former Dallas Magpie. That's how far back he goes. Back here is O'Connor. John O'Connor, who's won one of these medals before. They'll play on quickly after the nice mark, switching the field. Handball up again, another over-the-top handball off the hands of the former Demon and Jesse Galston. Now balls goes to ground, out to the near side, swings it around, marked.
Great pick up there.
Absolutely. And again, it's it's Jamie Kaiser. And that's a tough contested mark.
Very good mark.
It sends this one up to the top, and another good one.
Just having a look at this at Baltimore, you can see they've got a real good system. They understand the routes that they need to be running, where they need to be positioned when the ball's up the field. So it's good to see that they've got some real good structure in it, and you can see how well they're playing already and how much it's paying off.
Baltimore, this one is sent in on the way. The wind takes it across the face, and it's gone out of bounds. No, it has gone through for a behind. So another score for Baltimore. Watch AFL scoreboard. It's Baltimore 16, out to a 10-point lead. Calgary 6. 2-4-16 to one straight 6. Baltimore, they were originally, so it was the Baltimore Washington Eagles. It was one club, and they expanded into 2 separate ones. The DC Eagles, who we saw earlier, and this Baltimore Docker side, and they've been very successful. They usually play between 12 and 18 games a season, which is up on the higher side in the USAFL, which in the AFL or in local footy, you'd think, oh, that's not a big deal, but that's a lot of footy here.
That's a massive amounts of footy, and you can actually see how much it's paying off. Those extra games are going to be using them to their advantage. And with that, they're also playing against the wind in this quarter and really showing it's like it's not even windy out here.
It really is. And they had they had a rough end of the season. They lost to DC. They lost to Philadelphia at home. Philadelphia, a Division III side. So it's good to see Ian Payne and everybody else get back into the swing of things. I'm looking to see if I see Payne on the roster. I think he just might be here on the coacher's end. But there's a few names over the years. Out to the near side, nice mark taken as that one held up in the wind by the 53. I really think that they need to get the ball. The key is you either have to look for the handball option or you have to put the ball lower.
Definitely.
Paul Barron now swings that one out to the far side. And it's in short, and all alone was Brzezinski. And Brzezinski kicks their second. Back to 4 points. Calgary goes to 2 straight 12. Baltimore 2-4-16. It's the Baltimore Dockers 16. The Calgary Kangaroos 12. That's on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
It's great half so far. A lot of clean possessions, a lot of great play, and it's close. It's definitely close on the scoreboard, so stay tuned.
Yeah, it really is, and that's the thing. We've seen a couple of blowouts here on Cooper's Field, but we've seen some really close games, and I think that's fantastic, especially on Saturday, where there's a lot of matches where you might think that we would see a lot of top. But listen, we've seen a 98-0 score in the reserves already, but I mean, there's a lot of games that we are going to possibly see, and where we may see that, but we are seeing good ones, and we have a bit of an injury here, and it is a yellow card, and that has been issued to Luke Stockdale. So what that means, I know they have it at the local level, but what that means in the USAFL is that Stockdale will be unavailable for the next 15 minutes. Now, that doesn't mean they'll play a man down. That does mean, however, they'll be without Luke Stockdale's services. So that is a bit of a blow, considering Stockdale was doing a lot of work in the middle of the ground. That went through the hands of the unnumbered number 53, and Jacob Morrison had it in the middle momentarily, but now it's in the middle of the ground. Out to the near side, it doings off of a player there in somebody, and here's another guy who goes through the middle. It's going to almost be like Abbott and Costello. What's on first? Who's on second? And shaking a little bit. Throws this one on the left foot now. That one drops in front, now getting away. Oh, wow, he stiff-armed his way through 2 defenders, found Nick Siska, goes up in the air, and he's got pushed out of the way. Absolutely good call. The umpiring has been absolutely spot on so far, really across all the games, Adam.
They didn't need to give that free kick away then. It was already going to be over his head, and just gives them a little bit more of an advantage.
And the mark taken by Michael Horney. No jokes, please. Sends that one on the right. And he will send that one up. The big men fly, and then cleared out the back by Kidd. Out to the middle of the ground now with a one-hop in front. A little shovel hand pass, finding the man in Barron. And the robber Barron sends this one forward, drops in front, looking for Ludo Hebert from the Quebec Saints. One of those 4 guys out to the near side now. Going to have to pick this one up. Does on the 83rd bounce. And he'll be able to get that one free. Does Pryor. Finds the man. He's got Brubaker with him in support. And then sends that one in, and he better thank Brother Wind, because if it wasn't for that, Jacob Morrison would have kicked that one out straight on the full. And somewhere Bluey is thanking Brother Wind. I'll get a better Bluey reference in between now and the end. My daughter's obsessed with her. Ball gets knocked down once again. Out in the middle of the ground, and here it comes one more time. And Baltimore again moving the ball forward. Everybody goes down. That's going to be a free kick, and it will go the way of Baltimore and John O'Connor. O'Connor, you check out Baltimore's social media. He's the guy behind all of the magic there. They run some of the best graphics across the USAFL. This one is sent down across to the left-hand side, and that one drops in front up in the air. Picking that one up on a run was Michael Gilbart. Gilbart, as that one goes up the far side now, and the mark is taken. And again, it's by Cafaholi, and he really has run riot in the forward line, Adam.
I mean, I'm just super impressed by the skills they've got on show today with Baltimore, especially going against the wind. They're really taking it up to them and playing so well. And here we go straight towards the goal, but looks like it's just gone out of bounds.
And on the siren, and that will be the end of the first half. So, again, I would say it's a 4-point game, and on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it's the Baltimore Dockers, 2 goals, 4 behind, 16 points. The Calgary Kangaroos, 2 straight, 12. They looked so dominant against the wind. I mean, Calgary's really going to have to step up defensively because they're going to get a storm coming in the second half.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how they're going to kind of try to stem the flow of Baltimore in the second half, but the way that Baltimore are playing, wind's only going to help them more.
Absolutely. Well, that's the end of that's it. We'll come back for the second half. Don't miss it. Should be a rip snorter, as they say in Western Australia. You're watching the 2023 USAFL National Championships from Lakewood Ranch, Florida. You're watching it here on USAFL.com.
We meet in a place unlike any other. A unique corner of the world. A place that's wild and wildly rewarding. Where challenge meets character and hazard meets haven. All roads lead to discovery. Meet you at Devil's Corner.
How do I feel looking back on 25 years? I'm incredibly proud that we are still here as such a vibrant organisation.
We are a bunch of guys who literally learn the game by watching it on YouTube. And they get hit, and they're like, I wasn't ready for that.
The sense of camaraderie and seeing that continue off the field.
Whereas in the first few years, it was kind of like, this could fall apart tomorrow.
All is in readiness here. The stars are out. The big stage is here. The red carpet is rolled out.
Looking say, you humdinger.
And the question is, can you teach old dogs old tricks? This is a rematch of last year's grand final between the two sides.
They made the grand final last year, now a rematch. It was a slugfest.
Every single player on that team is a weapon.
I'll tell you what, if that doesn't make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, you might want to check your pulse.
So, hang on to a partner. This is going to get rough and ready. The two best sides here at the Nationals, the Dream rising to the top in Prince fashion. And these boys are going to get it on. Smash mouth in the middle. And a fantastic mark in front by the number 12.
For the air, Coleman went for it. Look out, here comes trouble.
Sportscast, Courage Boom Opera out of the middle. Everyone goes down and gets funky.
Saying, calm it down. We got this. Let's take some good marks. Let's play some clean footy. That's where we shine.
The umpire says, I may need to shovel the scrapper off the ground. Just give me that ball. And she knew she took it away.
Baltimore Dockers and Calgary Kangaroos here on Men's Division II on Cooper's Field here at the 2023 USAFL National Championships. Brian Barish alongside the host of the Aussie Rules the World podcast, Adam Gomolinski. Adam, very exciting first half, very close, but it's all going to be a matter to Calgary literally battening down the hatches, you think?
Let's see where Baltimore take this second half, especially with the win to their advantage. But what a beautiful day for football we've got. Let's hope for a great second half here. The siren's just gone and we're about to get underway.
Here we go. Second half is underway as the Dockers wearing the orange and the black, just like the Flyers, but you don't want to be compared to a really bad hockey team, against the Calgary Kangaroos wearing the white with the blue stripes, and you can very faintly see it. That's the skyline of Calgary up at the top, as Calgary now foisting the ball forward. I think we're still, by the way, running off the time for the yellow card to Luke Stockdale, as this one is sent in towards the sticks, and that one may have snuck through.
I think his own man got a finger to that in the end.
I think, too. I think he may have spoiled it, and I think they're just double-checking. The goal umpire is asking to confer with the field umpire, and they're either checking to make sure there was a fingertip to it, or they're asking where the best place to go for dinner tonight.
I felt like the players really didn't celebrate after that, so maybe they're kind of
Maybe
showing
they
their
do.
cards too early there.
Perhaps. Well, the discussion continues, and
I've got the popcorn out, don't worry about that.
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here, and again, Baltimore could extend their lead to, let's see, it is through for a behind, so that is the call after the conference.
And I think that was the right decision in the end of it.
Absolutely. So on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it's Baltimore 17, Calgary 12, 17-12, as the ball comes out to the near side. Then it's picked off, and they're going to try to add to it in a hurry. Finding it there is the 17 who goes up over the top, if you don't mind. Joe the Goose slaps it through.
Get around them. What an effort to smother that ball just to keep it into the 50. And that is just the dominance of Baltimore today.
Albert Kobe finding the man and Jamie Kaiser. And Kaiser said, yeah, here's 6 more points. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, Baltimore goes to 23 on the strength of 3 goals, 5. And Calgary's still stuck on 2 straight 12. So 23-12 is the score on the Watch AFL scoreboard with Adam Gomolinski here today.
And I don't want to be a bearer of bad news for Calgary here, but I feel like the wind's just picked up a little bit more as well.
It's gone from a 3-goal win to a 6-goal win to a 6-goal gust in just a moment. But Calgary has the footy. What are they going to do? Here's Barron, who works free, and now here they come, sending this one in, riding with the wind. Oh, what a mark.
What a mark.
Oh, my goodness. That could be a mark. That could be a Tasmania mark of the day. And he was maybe 45 degrees to the ground when he took that. And give that to James Lewis, That was an American who took that mark, my friend.
Wow. Wow, wow.
Lewis strides forward. The kick is on the way. It is dead center. Perfect. Another one to the Baltimore Dockers. They go to 4-5-29. Calgary 2 straight 12. It is 29-12.
Loving the goal kicking today from a lot of teams out there. A lot of the accuracy, really, really impressed. My first tournament, so loving to see how accurate they are in front of goals.
And all 8 teams in men's Division 2 playing right now. And looking at the ladder, as we said here, the as we take a look at it, we have to do some scrolling. Seattle having defeated Calgary earlier today, 62-12. Or rather, I'm sorry, I messed that up. It was Seattle that beat, Seattle beat Calgary 62-12. Baltimore getting with that 4-point win over Houston. So if Baltimore, also percentage might very well come into play, but if they win, they might be looking at a virtual semifinal tomorrow against Seattle, but that is still a bridge too far at the moment as the ball tumbles across the way and goes out of bounds. It's interesting as well when you think about just kind of like the fact that all of these games are happening all at once. You can do a little bit of scoreboard watching.
It's magnificent. You jump from one game to the next, and you're getting pure footy everywhere you look.
Ball comes down the ground, and as the ball comes up over the top, handballs it back, and the ball goes to ground, and being held like a teddy bear in there was the number 5. In Jesse Galston, as we mentioned, a former member of the of that team, the Boston Demons, who are playing up in Division 1 so far and gave the Austin Crows pretty much all they could handle in their match. And as we take a look, we will let's see if we can take a peek in and go around the grounds to Seattle and Houston happening across the way.
Well done there. Really great intercept mark from the team from Baltimore. Kicks long towards the goals. We got Crumming.
Ball comes out now. Here comes Baltimore trying to pounce on it and going back up to try and get that and picking it up as Caffaholi. Here's that man, Val Caff. What were you trying to do? I'm not sure, but it bounces away, and I think it's going to end up drawing a free. No, it's going to be a boundary throw-in as it bounced away. Let's go around the grounds for Tasmanian and tell you that over on Field 2, the Seattle Grizzlies lead the Houston Lone Stars 10-7. The Grizzlies just kicked their first score of the game with 15 minutes to go in the second half. And we'll tell you that the Grizz, if they win and this result holds up, then their match tomorrow will be a virtual semifinal. That is, the winner will go on to the grand final. Still a lot of time in both matches, however. And we go out on the far side. This is the first time in me doing this in 10 years that I've actually been able to look in and do it around the grounds. That's fantastic.
I was loving that. I was just thinking that as well. When you pulled out that, I was like, this is just going from strength to strength.
I know, right? I feel like we're going to send it down to Barry Breen at the MCG and give him the scores. Well, thanks at the MCG, the Bombers lead the Hawks by 15 points. Jason Dunstall has kicked 9 goals. It's like right out of the 1980s. But I listened to way too much old football during the pandemic. That was the thing.
Well, and you can tell you've got it. You know how to call a game, and it's lovely to hear you. I mean, I sit here as an Australian who grew up listening to Australian commentators. Brian's up there with the best of them.
Oh, man. You'll make me blush.
He is blushing right now.
Don't worry. The check's in the mail, mate. You know that flattery will get you everywhere. As looks like Baltimore, it looks like a 50-meter penalty has been awarded, and so Baltimore will have a chance to move a little bit closer to the goal.
Not what Calgary wanted at all right then.
So it's set up, and the kick will come from about 55 meters out. Not going to have the journey, tipped over the top, out the back, and that's going to sail across the face. And the man in the back looking for the attack was Jake Moyer, another guy who was on the Revolution radar for the national team. We talk about the national team as that's a behind, by the way. We'll update the score. It is now 29-12 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. So Baltimore 29, Calgary 12. it must be interesting. We just had the revolution. We just had the announcement of Kyle Skrensky and Andrew Donlin for the men's and the women's team take over as coach. Must be interesting, watching all these sports with international teams, and now here you've gotten to see a bit of Team USA as well.
Yeah, it's very impressive, and I'm excited to see more and more and more, and just get around it as I progress with my knowledge in this sport. I'm excited to learn more and more, and I've got the best teacher out there in Brian as well.
If you're learning from me, mate, I think you're in trouble. There's Jake Moyer, who is tossed to the ground, and in fact, it'll be a ball up, ball in on the far side in front of the flags, and of course the Watch AFL scoreboard. And our thanks to Watch AFL, to Tasmanian, of course, to Cooper's Beer. Mentioned some of the other ones like Site One, who's helped with the goalposts, as this one is a flyer across the face. And I think that may have found the boundary line momentarily. And we're just double checking. I don't think that was a goal. I think that went straight across the face.
I don't think it's been announced yet.
No, the umpire is coming forward, and we're going to have another consultation. They must really, really need to figure out where they're going to have dinner tonight. That's got to be what it is. Well, listen, the good news is the Pope is on standby in case we need a holier than thou opinion.
What do we think it is? To me, it looked like it went out of bounds. Yes, I think they made the right call again.
So it is going to be a free kick, and it will be for Calgary to come out. And this, I mean, things really haven't accelerated too much. The lead, of course, out to 14, out to 20. I'm sorry, I don't even know. It's 3 goals at this point, so it's 30-12. It's 3 goals.
18 points we got there.
Yep, 30-12.
And as we thought, we really felt like the wind was going to come into the advantage here for Baltimore, and they're just capitalizing on it.
They really, really are, and they really have kind of shown that they have the fitness, I think, and that's the most important thing. Sending that one forward is Thomas Waters, and Waters is going to muddy things with that kick, but in fact it'll come back the other way. That's a worm-burning, finger-breaking mongrel kick as the ball gets knocked back the other way. Got taken down with a half Nelson. This isn't the WWF or the WWE. I don't see wrestling pandas with chairs as the ball comes in the middle. They're going to play on quickly, stab that one into the middle. It's going to bounce, and it's going to roll all the way home, I think. Umpire said I caught a fish, it was this big, and Baltimore may have salted this one away with the goal. Watch AFL scoreboard. Baltimore 5-6-36. Calgary 2 straight 12. It might be all overboard, the shouting. Again, Baltimore 36, Calgary 12.
Yeah, and just the second efforts, the tackling, running onto the play, and the goal from probably close to 50 meters out, bounced through, and exactly what Baltimore want today. They are probably having so much fun out there.
Around the grounds for Tasmanian, Seattle has kicked the second goal. They lead 16-8 on the Watch AFL scoreboard over on Field 2, where Pat Machado is calling that one. Or I think he might be having lunch, so it might be somebody. Oh, no, it's Brendan Walsh who's calling that match. So we are headed towards a Baltimore-Seattle showdown tomorrow morning, with the winner making it to the Division Division 2 Grand Final right here. And Baltimore, I think a lot of people really, I mean, they were a good side. I think that letdown at the end of the season this year, not really an indication, but Calgary's going to have a free kick. Let's see what they can do. This one is sent down, and it will be over. Oh, what a mark.
Here's a great opportunity for Calgary now. Let's hope they can deliver and get a goal for their hard work or the effort they're putting in today.
Here's Sergeant Craig, or Craig Sargent if you prefer. Is that a mark that was pushing the back?
Had to be paid.
Had to be paid, and it was. Good call. And it'll be a free kick. And Calgary they need a goal if they want any sniff. It's going to die in the square, and it is through for a minor score, and that won't help the cause. Watch AFL scoreboard. It is now Baltimore 36, Calgary 13. So they go to 2-1-13, trailing 5-6-36. And still 16-8 on the other ground. So we'll keep kind of one eye on that because it will be important.
Here we go, a bit of end-to-end footy right now. Baltimore picks it up. Oh, it's nicely tackled there, but it's a bit of a contest. Now Calgary getting it out, finally. Oh, Baltimore are just all over them.
That was Luke Stockdale, who was sin-binned earlier before for the rough tackle that he put on, and he's back into the fray. A little dancing, a little romance, and looked like Allison Hannigan out there as the ball got, no, I mean, there's probably others, but she was the first one I thought of. As the ball comes back out now on the far side, chasing after it is Ian Euler, and Euler will send this one in towards the sticks. It is across the face, and it is through for a behind. So another point to Baltimore on the Watch AFL scoreboard. It's now Baltimore 37, Calgary 13.
We might see another goal of the day here, another Tasmanian goal of the day here, the way that Baltimore are playing. They're taking shots from everywhere.
I mean, they are not afraid. I mean, it is kind of showing the fact that they have 5 goals from 12 scoring shots. It is kind of showing, but out to the near side, great contest right in front of Adam and I, as going to the ground, going after it was Galston. Picked it up, Siska. I don't know how he got that one-handed handball away, but my goodness, as here is Paul Barron in the middle, a big off of Timothy Froze, and here it is. That's going to be high contact, yes. It was against Joel Kirkby, and it will be a free kick to Galston the other way.
And we could definitely see that right in front of us.
We didn't need the binoculars on that, mate. So here is Galston sending this one in the middle of the ground. Nice mark, and he almost took that in self-defense, the man in Jason Curtis. So Curtis goes to the back door man, goes to Siska. Siska sends that one forward, knocked down out to the far side now, going and picking that one up, straightening out and going across the face and rolling. Oh, my butt is swollen. Roll hide. And the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
Don't think he'll be happy with that one.
No.
Might need some goal kicking practice after this, but great effort anyway.
Ball will come spinning back into play. Not much time left. 37-13 the score. Baltimore looking to go to 2-0. And the Grizzlies, as we check in on the Tasmanian round the grounds, the Grizzlies have kicked the third one. It is now 22-8 with 5 minutes to play. So I think you can pencil in that will be a virtual semifinal between Baltimore and Seattle tomorrow. And we'll just check for you and tell you exactly where that game will be in just a minute. But it is Baltimore looking to hang on here. Calgary's not done, however. It goes in the middle of the ground, going to be picked up, going to be sent in from whence it came. Almost taking the mark over the top. Now it's a good foot race. Nice bump to be put in as the man in 30, who I just saw, and I broke the thing. What happened? Oh, I lost I don't know where it is. What is happening? Anyway, I lost the player. That is more interesting. It's not as interesting as what's happening on the field, but they're making groups.
Oh, great lead up there, and what a kick into the forward line. Absolutely beautiful football here we're seeing by Baltimore. Really taking advantage of this game, and it's only going to get better from here. They're going to use this as a bit of a leg up on the competition.
I don't know what on earth I've managed to do with the rosters, but I'm just going to put down and try and do it from memory. I've managed to create a tab group in Safari. I don't know. I'm not used to using this iPad, but that's okay, as Baltimore is going to score one more point off of this. So on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it's the Baltimore Dockers 38, Calgary 13. So 5-8-38 to 2-1-13.
If you've seen the players list, Brian's looking for it.
Oh, here we go. I think I got it back. That's so weird that it happened, because I was trying to bring up the schedule to see when the games were going to be. But you know what? I created a graphic. It's on my phone. So we know it looks like Seattle's going to win. We don't need to pay attention to that for right now, as here it is. We'll tell you that Game 2 tomorrow. I don't know what field it's going to be on, but I will tell you that on Field 2, it will be all the games are happening at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And I think it's going to be happening on one of the outer fields. In fact, I think I may have screwed up and put Columbus in twice. But that's okay, as the ball comes through, and it is still 38-13. So Calgary's going to drop to 0-2. Go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say, it's really good to see Baltimore get around each other and really get the pats on the backs, because effort and credit where credit is due, and they're getting around each other, and that's what footy's all about.
And there's
teamwork.
And there's another teamwork makes the dream work, and there is another chance.
Another goal, I believe.
Another goal, and that'll take them on to 6-8-44 to 2-1-13. So, or we'll double check. No, it's a behind. So we'll correct the score. It's 39-13 is the score. It looked like it was a goal. They got excited, was trying to hype them up about kicking a goal, but in fact it has gone behind. So 39-13.
No consultation on that one?
No consultation. No, he was a big boy. He said, I'll figure that out on my own. Thank you very much. As the ball comes inside 50, once again into the middle, going to be picked off, and here the other way they come. Out comes Bo Kefford. Kefford will go down, and the mark is taken. And they'll be sent back in. And Baltimore will have a chance to add to their score and perhaps help the percentage. You might say in a game coming up that is a virtual semifinal, it's not going to matter. But in the case of a draw, it's nice to have that sort of like count back in a sense, as that one is sent across and it's there for a goal. And there is cherry on top of the delicious sundae that is this game. And that's the only time I'll use the word delicious in the context of footy, because Cyril Rioli isn't here, as that takes him on to 6-9. What is that? 6-9 something or other, 45. So it's 45-13 on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
And I think Baltimore will go after this game. I think they'll really be talking to each other about how do we make sure it's 9-6 rather than 6-9. I think that's going to help them get to not just semis, but through to the grand final if they can really capitalize on the efficiency in front of goals.
Well, and remember, this is a team that made it. Forget the fact that they went up 2 divisions. Remember, they were the 8th and last seeded team 2 years ago, and they made it to the grand final out of Division 2, and that is it. It is a thoroughly comprehensive victory for the Baltimore Dockers, not for the want of trying from Calgary, but the final score here on Cooper's Field here in Men's Division 2. It's the Baltimore Dockers, 6 goals, 9 behinds, 45 points. Calgary 2-1-13. A well-played game, I think, in mostly the right spirit, but Baltimore much the best. And now they'll have a chance to play in the grand final. I think that's the final whistle over there. So it looks like, just confirming everything, it'll be Baltimore and Seattle meeting tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for a chance to make it to the grand final.
Get around them, and what a display by Baltimore today.
Absolutely. Well, Heath Moore will take you through the 3 o'clock game here on Cooper's Field, and we'll tell you that 3 o'clock game here on Cooper's Field is a men's Division 3 game between the Nashville Kangaroos, who lost in their opening game against the North Texas Devils, as they take on the Oklahoma Buffaloes, and the Devils, who won, will play Des Moines over on Field 2 with Pat Machado calling the play-by-play. Adam Gomolinsky, another great job for you, mate. A little shake of the hand, and we hope to see you another time on another broadcast. We'll be right back for the next game. As we mentioned, it is Nashville and Oklahoma with Heath Moore. You're watching the 2023 USAFL National Championships here on USAFL.com.